there is a major problem with Marvel Rivals. I think we need to talk about it. Basically, there's a duelist problem in this game, folks. I just saw the trailer for Black Cat. She actually plays exactly like White Fox, which is super funny. I mean, she doesn't have the TP for the healing, but, no, she plays the exact same, basically. So you're asking probably, I'm sure you're asking why I'm flaming duelists right now. It's not because I think duelists are bad or something. I am going to play every duelist at some point in this game to get them to Lord one by one. It's not genuinely because I hate duelists. It has nothing to do with that. What it more so has to do with is the count number of duelists in this game. So I'm gonna roll through these guys, and so the two fists together, that is a tank or a vanguard. The one fist, that's a DPS or a duelist, right? And then the hand that's out like a hand offering help, basically, that is a support. We're gonna go over how many duelists are in the game, and you guys are gonna see my problem. So I'm going to call out the roles of each character, aside from Deadpool, because he has 3 roles, so technically he's in every single role. But we are going to call out how many duelists are in the game, right? So, first I'm just going to start with every character, right? So obviously, support 1, right? Tank 1, duelist, duelist, duelist. So we're at 1, 1, and 3. There's 3, 3, 1, and 3, right? So 2, 1, and 3. There's 4, right? So we're at 4, 2, and 2. Or no, 4, 2, and 3, right? We move on over. This is going to bring us up to 4, 4, and 2, right? So actually, Elsa Bloodstone is another duelist. So this is 5, 4, and 2. And then 5, 4, and 3 the minute we get to Gambit, right? So that's page 1. This right here is 5, 5, and 3. 6, 7, 8. So 8, 5, and 3. There's 4. 8, 5, and 4. There's 9. There's 10. So now it is 10, 5, and 4. Or sorry. Let me recount those tanks. 10, 5, 4. So there is... Okay, yep, 10, 5, and 4. As we go here. Oliver, no. Stop. No whining. No whining because my dad's outside. So 10, 5, and 5, right? 10, 5, and 6, 10, 5, and 7. Okay. 11. 12. So 12, 5, 7. There is 12, 6, and 7. And then there is 12, 7, and 7. Or wait, no. Yeah, 12, 7, and 7. Okay, so then we go to 13, 14, and 8. 13, 14, 8, right? 14, 15, 14, and 8. And then this brings us to 9 on the tanks. I mean, am I right? Anyways, you guys are going to see my point. And now I'm going to go through solo like all the duelists, right? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 per row. There's 14, right? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 fucking duelists in the game, right? If you look at every other class, they're missing at least 10 of the amount of duelists, right? Because I'm gonna pull up, right? So we got 25 duelists, right? There's gonna be 26 with this next one. So there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 vanguards. I believe there's 12 strategists. Hold on. Let me count this up. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 strategists. Even with White Fox. And now with the duelist role, there's going to be 26 fucking duelists in the game. NetEase is slowly creating an issue right now. And it's that there is just way too many duelists. I'm not even a hater because I love playing duelists genuinely, but it's just like, dude, come on. And I play all roles. I'm basically a flex player. I play every role. Despite what some people say, I do play every role. And I genuinely can show that because I have time on every role. In fact, I think I literally am coming close to having one role Lord, or literally each role Lord, on at least one character, which proves that I literally play everybody. And here's an interesting fact about me. So if you actually go and look at the people that I have leveled up, you'll notice I'm more of a support main. I actually do not main the duelists like a lot of other people. And the duelists that I do play, I don't play a lot of, right? I don't have 20 hours on some of these duelists, and the only reason that I have any high hours on any duelist character is because I'm playing the characters for Lords, right? And for people who say they want to see me hit Lord on certain characters, right? But it's just like, oh my god, this is so frustrating. And I don't mean to sit here, and I don't mean to bash NetEase, and I don't mean to be an asshole, right? But there is just so much, only so much you can take seeing like 5,000 duelist characters in the game. There's only so much you can take. And I don't want to get heated about this because I do want to go into the Marvel Rivals subreddit and just straight up say there is too many duelists in this fucking game. And I don't want to get criticized for it. But at the same time, somebody has to speak about this. I know there's been people who make videos on occasion of like, you know, like, oh, like, what's the, 59% win rate on Scarlet Witch. Anyway, just like people saying, like, what's the meta right now? And half the time there is a duelist meta. Now, currently the meta is White Fox, so I can't attribute that to being true this season necessarily. But there is characters that I play that should be extremely hard, but because they're a duelist, they're not hard. Here's characters that I legitimately think could play support as a duelist. This is a really weird discussion because I've never tried to have this before. Let's go over to like duelist characters that could play support. Obviously, there's Deadpool. He doesn't even need to be in the duelist. I personally think he's a vanguard in my mind. Anyway, characters that could play other roles. Let's just look across. There's certain characters like Iron Man and Magic that I can see definitely have to play that role. But at the same time, I could see characters like, let's see. There's some of them in here. I could see characters like Phoenix could actually be a strategist with high damage. Similar thing with Psylocke, or even Namor. He could heal with his sea creatures that he spawns, right? But characters that I feel have to be a duelist. Let's get into this. So there's definitely Wolverine. Definitely has to be one. Winter Soldier could actually be like. Honestly, him and Punisher could both be tanks or duelists. I don't see them having to be duelists. Right? Phoenix is kind of in the middle. Spider-Man has to be. He just has to be. I mean, they could make a separate support version, but he has to be. Scarlet Witch has to be. Squirrel Girl could play another role, honestly. Star-Lord, I'm not going to make a comment on it. Magic has to be duelist in my mind. Same with Iron Man, Iron Fist, Black Panther, Daredevil, Elsa Bloodstone, Hawkeye. All have to be duelists, right? Black Widow, we can make an exception for. Hela, we can make an exception for. Human Torch, we can make an exception for. Mr. Fantastic could be a Vanguard. You know, Moon Knight could actually technically be a tank. I mean, like, there's just so... And Storm should be a tank. I don't quite understand that either. She should be a tank too. But it's just like, there's so many of these DPS that could be tanks. And they really lack the ability to make them tanks. I mean, genuinely, I'm going to go over how many DPS I think should be in the game, right? So, generally from DPS, right? 1, 2, I don't think Black Widow should be in the game at all, if you want my honest opinion. She barely works as is. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and maybe 14. There should not be 25 duelists in the game. And I'm saying this with like, oh my god, actually, there might be more. Nope, there's 25. And it's just too much. I said this a while ago when I was talking to my friend Jinxie, who's a not the popular YouTuber, Twitch streamer guy. No. My friend Jinxie, who's a good friend of mine that loves playing White Fox. And with something that we like attributed this big issue to was that there was no tanks or supports in the game. We counted the tanks and supports up, and they almost together equal the amount of no, they equal one more than the amount of duelists together, not separate but together, not double either. One more support dash. Matter of fact, they equal the amount of duelists. Because I just realized there's 12 supports and 13 vanguards. So off launch, obviously there wasn't so many duelists, right? Because in that case, we just have Black Panther, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Hela, Iron Fist, Iron Man, Magic, Mr. Fantastic, Moon Knight, Namor, Psylocke, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, Squirrel, Star-Lord, Wolverine, Winter Soldier, Punisher, and Storm. Which, if I'm looking, is 3, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Which is 19 duelists off rip, right? And then obviously for the other roles. So we have 19 duelists off rip. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 tanks off rip. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 9 tanks and 9 strategists off rip. And how many was there? Let's say 19 duelists. This is the problem. There is 10 more fucking 10 more duelists than there is strategists and fucking everything else. And this is the problem with the game. No, I don't see anybody coming out and saying, oh, this is a problem. This is a serious issue. That there's more duelists in the game. Folks, this is a problem. For those who can't see that this is a problem, I honestly question your mental state. Because if I genuinely bring this up to any of my friends playing Rivals, they'll be like, oh my god, there is a lot of fucking duelists. And I'll consistently say, yes, there is a lot of fucking duelists. No doubt. And being a duelist player myself,
you don't have to be a witch to fight. The battle starts in 5, 4,
sometimes
3,
I do realize
2, 1.
that
Only one team wins this. Try to make it yours.
I do realize being a duelist player at times myself.
They've come from behind, but you can still turn this around.
I've watched entire realities consumed by chaos. I won't let that happen again. Ah, that's better.
Hey, Chad! Someone clip this!
It isn't sealed yet.
I don't know. I guess the issue I have is that she is going to be another duelist, and it's just not what we need. I think I've had, in fact, discussed that what we need more than anything is another tank. We haven't had a tank since like what, 6.5? 6.5? No, it was before that. It was like 5. Yeah, no, the last tank we had was actually.
My work here is not done.
That,
I'm the best there is!
Disappear! They've come from behind, but you can still turn this around.
and of course people will bitch and moan about, you know, whatever. But I think the biggest thing is 26 fucking
I'm ready to put on a show. They've come from behind, but you can still turn this around.
I won't make the same mistakes again.
No one can stop me! I'm bright like a star!
Goodbye.
I don't know, in my mind, yeah, guess what? She's a duelist. But it's just we could have made her a tank and I would not have fucking minded it.
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
The duelist, I think it's fun to we're back to playing duelist. She can't seem to get anything without a fucking duelist around. And you don't get any duelists. That's the problem. You don't get any supports or any tanks. So when people are like, "Oh, this is cool, she's a duelist, I'm the player for the person," I'm like, dude, stop. You're legitimately ruining the game. People don't see it as ruining the game. They see it as, oh, it's acceptable. She's a duelist. They put her in the game. Who cares? There is 26 fucking duelists, people, with the additional black cat.
I won't make the same mistakes again.
Come on. 26 fucking duelists. We do not need that. That is slowly killing the community of this game, and I don't think they realize it. I really don't. I don't think they realize that. I don't think they
mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
The community of this game is fucking dying. And I'll tell you why. Toxicity and stuff like this. People that were toxic to me. And perhaps a video that's gonna follow that one up with proof of it. With some gameplay of the game. Those people are being toxic, so you guys need to further that. But it's just like, dude, I'm sorry, I don't want duelists. I'm not trying to be a hater, honestly. I don't want duelists.
My work here is not done.
You know, I feel like anybody who does is just kind of because they like to play Call of Duty or something, dude. They like that damage, and it just, I don't know, I'm not a fan of it. I want to see more of other roles.
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
I mean, most people didn't think Ultron was going to be a support, same with White Fox. They're supports, right? And I can tell you, Ultron did not have healing powers as far as I know. So they were able to do something like that, so I thought maybe
I am ready to put on a show!
It was, you know, hey, we could make her a tank because bitch.
Your team's first winning. 30 seconds.
Judge, jury, executioner!
I guess with that,
My
it's
work
like,
here is
dude,
not done.
Disappearing.
like, what in the heck is going on right now?
Another epic
But
victory.
yeah, no, it's just, guys, I wanted to make that quick video just to discuss, like, the Duelist problem in Rivals, and the fact that it's just not being fixed. In fact, if you see, most of the pro players are Duelist mains, in fact, quite often, because the Duelists in this game are just so damn overpowered. But yeah, no, I will see you guys around, man. I hope y'all have a good day, bro. It's been Anarchy out, dude, and, I hope you guys are enjoying Marvel Rivals or whatever you're choosing to play at the moment. And yeah, I'll see you guys around with some more gameplay of either Resident Evil or some other stuff, whatever it may be. It would either be Resident Evil or Marvel, most likely. You know, see you guys around. Maybe I'll stream later on. Who knows? But yeah, love you guys. Peace out, man.